You've been holding it together for a really long time, showing up, exceeding expectations, holding it down at work, holding it up at home. Yet to everyone else, this seems effortless, like you're thriving. But inside, you're just tired and drained. You're stretched. You've built something of your life that many people admire. You're carrying so much, but without the time to rest, reflect, reset. And part of you is wondering, how much longer can you keep on at this pace? And now you've just seen your score from the work habits check-in. Maybe it's a little higher than you expected. Maybe part of you is denying it and saying, maybe I've just been working like this for a season, and when this project's over, it'll be better. It'll feel more sane. This video isn't to diagnose or label you. It's just to help you to reflect and see some of the behavior patterns that have been going on in your life and start to understand a little bit more about the cost of carrying it all. And if you stay with me for the next few minutes, we'll walk through what these results might mean and what they can tell you about how your body, your mind, your spirit, and your relationships are doing. There is a better way to work, lead, and enjoy your life. And maybe this is the first step forward for you. In this video, you'll learn what your high score is signaling, what it's quietly costing you, and a little bit about a first step forward for you to do something about it. Hi, I'm Sharon with Whispering Fields Wellness. I've been in your shoes before. I know what it's like to carry so much responsibility, to care deeply about your work, and to feel needed. And yet, like it's all quietly draining and just taking a toll. If you're seeing this video, it means that your score was on the higher end of the work habit check-in. First, I want to thank you for taking the time to check in on yourself and to recognize some of your habits and your ways of working. And honestly, most high-achieving professionals, they don't take the time to pause and to self-reflect. This score doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that something's wrong with you. What this means is that you've likely been operating under pressure for a long time. And the pace, the expectations, maybe even your own inner standards, they've created habits that are just starting to affect you more than just your schedule. That pressure goes deeper, and the stress, it's impacting your body, your mind, your spirit, and your relationships. So before we go any further, I want to encourage you to look at your individual results. If you need to, pause the video right now and just go into your email and to go pull them up. I'll be here, I'll wait. Scan through your results and find 2 or 3 areas that you marked often or always true. Do you see any patterns in there? What does it feel like when you look at those specific items? Those aren't habits. Those are ingrained patterns. And those habits are probably affecting you more than you realize. Let me ask you gently, if you notice that your sleep is different, maybe lighter, maybe harder to come by, what about your mood? Are you a little snappier than you normally are? Particularly for the people that you care about when it gets really late after a long day at work? Is it hard to shut your brain off, even when you plan to be resting or doing something else? Do you find your thoughts drifting back to work instead of staying present in the moment, even if it's as you're doing the things that matter most? And are the things that you used to enjoy, your relationships, your creativity, the ways you take care of yourself, are they feeling a little distant just because of how much pressure that you've been under and how fast things have been going. And I know it can feel uncomfortable, particularly if this is the first time in a while that you've really looked at what's going on in your life at work and outside of it. That these things that I just asked you the questions on, these are often the signs that stress is starting to take its toll. And you're going to need to rest before your body just makes you do it. So I just want to say this really clearly. This isn't a weakness. It's a warning light. Noticing this before you end up having a crash, it gives you a chance to intervene and to do something different. Your body, your mind, your spirit, it's just waving a flag, trying to get your attention, just so that you can slow down a little bit and reset and restore. And most people in your shoes, they try and fix it by working harder, pushing through, but that just ends up draining them even more. And honestly, that was my story. I did that years ago, and I literally crashed, one time even landing in the hospital. But what I learned was, and what I currently help people with, is the solution isn't about working harder or doing more. It's working differently and remembering whose we are, even when we're at work. And I want to acknowledge that some of the habits that you scored the highest in, control, perfectionism, or overcommitment, they can feel the hardest to shift because they're probably the ones that helped you to be successful and to get where you are in your career. You've learned to survive by being highly capable, and these are the tactics that you've used. But when these become overused strengths, they can drain you and exhaust you and quietly cost you your peace, your presence, and your health. Over the next few days, I'm going to send you a few emails so that you can recognize these patterns even more. And then we'll get into some practical ways that you can start shifting some of these patterns and finding other ways of working that will work for you. And you don't have to shift it all today. But I do ask that you take the time to see it all clearly. You don't have to overhaul your life, but you do need a new rhythm, one that honors your values and your limits. And that's what I help my clients do through faith-based leadership and health coaching and adopting small, grace-driven habits. We help you find that rhythm so that you can restore your peace, your presence, and your health. This isn't just about productivity. And no, it's not about stepping away from your work or your ambition. It's about finding a new rhythm that works for you so you can thrive and prosper. If something in you is saying that this pace and this pressure at work, it's not sustainable, you're right. But there is a different way forward if you're ready to take it. And you don't have to figure it out alone like I did. I invite you to book a Peace and Focus starter session. No sales, no pitch, just some honest conversation about where you are and what's going on and what's that next step for you. And if you're not ready for that yet, that's fine. There's a few resources I put some links to. Chained to the Desk and the Workaholics Anonymous. I know that sounds scary, but they have some really good information and resources there to help you take a look at what's going on with your ways of working and help identify what is a different way that can work for you so that you can thrive and flourish. These resources were great for me on my journey, and I know that they have helped many others along the way. But if something in you already knows, I can't keep up this pace, this pressure, I need something different, don't ignore that nudge. Like Jesus said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened. I will give you rest." That rest isn't just for your body. It's for your heart, your mind, your spirit, your relationships. And you don't have to figure this all out or carry this all alone. You've carried this weight long enough. You don't have to figure it all out today. This isn't about giving up or giving in. It's finding a way to rest before your body forces it. Let's take a breath and acknowledge that first step that you've just taken, seeing the patterns, recognizing it, just taking a moment of self-reflection. That is a first step forward. And when you're ready to rebuild your foundation and to shore it back up, it'll all be on your terms and in your timing. Just call me when you're ready.